If you're learning Docker, in order to understand Docker, you need to understand servers. Because when we run Docker, we take an image and we run a container. We create a container. And what a container is pretty much a small mini server. It's like another computer inside of a computer. It's like a virtual machine. So you need to understand what is a server, why do we need it, especially in this context. So I'm going to explain it in a web development context, but the idea is the same for different types of servers as well. So when you have some kind of app, let's say you create a Python application, some website, right? That website needs a bunch of dependencies. It needs Python, it needs an operating system, it needs some libraries, it needs a bunch of tooling. Now what you normally do is you install everything you need on your laptop. Your laptop already has an operating system. Then you need to install the stuff you need, like Python and the libraries and everything. Then once you're good, you're happy with it, you need it to be able, you need to open it for the public. So the public need to access that website. So you need a server. So your laptop itself could be a server. You can open it up to the world, but you don't want that. You don't want your application running on your laptop and the entire world accessing your laptop, right? It's a security issue. Your internet provider is not going to be happy with it. It just does not make sense. So what you do is you go rent a server. Back in the days, you would buy a server. Now you just go in the cloud and you just rent a server, which is also virtual, just FYI. So you rent a server, which is a machine. Think of it like renting a laptop somewhere else, except it doesn't have a monitor. It doesn't have like a sound card, not necessarily. There are things that we need for a laptop that a server does not need. The server needs like the memory and CPU mainly, right? It needs to be able to think, it needs to be able to store data, and it needs, of course, a disk. So you rent a server, and what you do is you go to that server and you set it up based on what your application needs. Your application needs some kind of operating system, most likely Linux. You go and install Linux on it. Usually comes with Linux. Then you go and install all the tooling you need, whatever the application needs. If it needs Python, you go and install a specific version of Python. You go and install the specific version of libraries. Then you take your code and you put it on there, and the application runs. And it's a public server. You configure it with security and stuff, and the public can access it. So that's what a server is. A server is a machine where your code can actually run. It's always running. There is a web server. There's a bunch of tooling that's always running, accepting traffic, accepting, basically giving people access to whatever you built. That is what a server is. So what Docker does is it creates that server that has everything in it. The difference is you don't have to configure it everything. You already created an image that has everything you need, including the operating system, the libraries, the programming language, all the tooling as an image. And when you create a container, that container has everything in it, so you don't have to configure. You still need a server that has Docker installed on it, so you can run your container on that server. That's the server that people are going to access. Your customers, your users are going to access it. You still need a server, but you don't have to configure that server every single time. You just get a server once, you install Docker on it once, and every time you have a new version of your application is already packaged. All you got to do is just run it, and it's going to have all the latest stuff that you need. So you have an image, you have a container. You create containers from images, and containers are like little servers where applications actually run.